Yes. In the last class, I was discussing about the DVR, where we have seen about the compensation, especially the power injected by the dynamic voltage restorer or a series active power filter when we are compensating the or improving the voltage quality. Okay. Yeah, there are the pre-sag compensation, and then the in-phase injection, and then the quadrature injection, and then the optimized energy injection also. What exactly the optimized energy in the sense, I'll just give about the clarity. Suppose this is a pre-sag voltage of VS1, and this is about the sag voltage. Maybe this is of VS2, and with respect to VS2, the load current, maybe after the compensation, I'm just okay. With the VS2 voltage, there is a IL2 current. IL2 current. If this is the dotted line, is a load voltage or the PCC voltage locus. Okay, the locus of the VS1. Okay. Now the compensation with the DVR, actually, if this is the VS voltage, and there is a compensator which is of a series active power filter, and this is about the VL. Okay. Now this VSC is having a certain voltage injection. Right, in the sense like this particular device is able to inject the voltage to a certain value, or maybe the rated value with which it can try is to what to say, the inject. Okay. The injection of this particular device, which is generally in the literature, they try to consider of 0.5 per unit. 0.5 per unit. 50 percentage of the load voltage. Suppose if it is 1, if it is 230, maybe you can try to 230 in the RMS. 230 in the RMS. So in that case, we can try to go inject around 165 volts. 165 volts in RMS. This is the voltage it can be possible. See, in order to meet the load voltage, we have one method is of this particular combination. This is about a pre-sag compensation. Maybe it is of pre-sag. This is of a pre-sag compensation. There is a possibility, if you, at this point, if you draw the locus of 165 RMS or a 0.5, maybe you may try to get about of maybe if you take about this way. Yeah, maybe you can go to this locus. I mean, I'm just making out to, I'm not able to draw it proper way. Maybe I try to make out this way. This is about not exactly. This is of from the VS2. We are drawn with respect to 0.5 per unit radius. Then the possibility of cutting out this load voltage. Yeah, maybe not drawn exactly. Maybe it is going to touch over here also. It has to be touched this point. It has to touch to this. Okay, not about this blue line. You can consider it is of hmm, sorry. Yeah. In that case, see the locus voltage attainment to this particular range. It has a possibility of the voltage injection to meet to the load voltage locus this way or this way. I mean, there is a restriction to attain the load voltage. I mean, the voltage injection. There is a load voltage restriction of your series compensator. It should be less than or equal to 0.5 per unit. Okay, the attainment have the possibilities of the different possible. This way we can attain to the load voltage locus. This way, even this way we can attain to this way, and the maximum is of this. We can't go for this particular. Uh, if this line is a load voltage locus, we can't go for the injection of this way because the availability of the voltage is only up to this mark. Only up to this mark only. We can't have this particular voltage attainment, so we cannot achieve to this load voltage locus because of the limitation of the voltage injection by your uh, the series compensation. Even like in the D-STATCOM, we have fixed about the power level rating, how much to be injected, right? In the similar way, they have designed in the case of a DVR, in the case of a DVR, in a case of a DVR, it depends upon this particular sensitive load. I mean, the power rating of a DVR is totally dependent on the sensitive load power. Sensitive load power. Okay. Generally, if they gone for a 100 kVA, 100 kVA, they will go for a design of the series compensator. The series compensator, series active power filter will be up to 50 percentage of that particular kVA. 50 percentage is 50 kVA, and then suppose the current which is flowing to meet this particular loads, the sensitive load, I mean during the healthy condition, it might be carrying the rated current. It might be carrying about the rated current, right? Rated current. So obviously the rated current in this series, the transformer which is there, we have a transformer connection, right? In the case of a this way, this is a transformer. Okay, you have a rated current which is used to flow through this transformer also. If the rated current used to flow, the voltage injection is 50 percentage. Then for a single phase it is of a 0.5, a 50 percentage of the rated kV of the single phase hmm, of this of the a single phase. Suppose if it is 3 phase, then we have about of 3 times of 0.5 times of uh, I mean I can say that into the sorry, it is of 50 kV only. And then the transformer which is tries to inject is about a 0.5 per unit, 0.5 per unit, and the rated which is allowed is about a 50 percentage here in a single phase. Maybe you can consider whatever I am mentioning it is with respect to single phase only, 100 kV and 50 kV. Then obviously the transformer rated also will be of a 50 kV. Okay, why? Because the voltage injection is of 50 percentage and the current which is flowing is of the rated current. Okay, the transformer rating. Then obviously the inverter which is connected is also has to drive the 50 percentage kVA, and whatever the power rate or the energy storage also, it is obviously it has to in terms of the power, I'm not talking about the energy storage. In terms of the power, it is tries to have the 50 kVA, 50 kW also. Maybe if you're talking about the battery, and then you have to mention about the watt hour, how much hours of the duration to be voltage to be sustained or voltage to be injected. And obviously the definition of the sag is try to say that a half cycle to 1 minute, half cycle to 1 minute. In that case, like 1 minute in the sense like when you convert when you convert into a hour, it is 1 by 60 times of the uh, hour. Okay. Okay, I mean whatever instance like 50, I mean if you consider this is a kVA, and then we can consider this is a wattage also, then it can be of 50 by 60 times of uh, watt hour of the energy storage which is required for this battery, because we need to support for the half cycle to a 1 minute. Okay, yeah. Here why I'm discussing about this, we gone for to this is yeah, there is a, you know about a pre-sag compensation. We are discussing about the pre-sag compensation, and then the in-phase injection. We have discussed about the in-phase injection, and we have a quadrature injection also. Quadrature injection. What do you mean by the quadrature injection? Is they will try to correct the voltage. Uh, they try to correct the voltage. Maybe the IL is VS1 is this, VS2 is this, and VS1 is this. Then what they try to was, if there is a load current of this, with respect to this load current, they try to inject in a quadrature to this, the voltage injection of the series compensation. Maybe this might be the voltage is attained to this particular, sorry, okay, is about the series compensator, and there is a quadrature injection with respect to the load current. Okay, but actually when you move to the load voltage or the PCC voltage to that, to this particular phasor, then obviously with respect to this PCC voltage, the current is going to shift. See this, with respect to the VL voltage, you have a current is going to have the phase shift, that is of IL is equal to VL by some impedance of phi, and VL is at an angle of alpha. Then we will be having about VL is at an angle of alpha. Then there is a VL by Z at an angle of alpha minus phi. Maybe the earlier whatever the IL is with respect to the VS2, maybe might be is this, maybe I'm not sure about it. With respect to VS2, the voltage might be over here. The current might be over here, IL2. If you consider the constant impedance load. With respect to the VS2, the current is IL2 is the VS2, a phase shift of minus phi, and minus phi by Zn at an angle of, sorry, it should not be phi, maybe you can consider it as theta, it is better. It is VS2 by a minus theta by Z at an angle of minus plus phi, and VS2 at an angle of by Z minus of theta minus phi, then there is a phase shift also will be there. The point here, the important point is we cannot have the quadrature injection. The quadrature injection is Nothing but they says about the voltage injection by your series compensator, and the current should be in quadrature. In quadrature. That is, we will be having the power injection of SSE, that is VSE into IL of cos of 90 degrees plus VSE into, J times will be there, and IL of sine 90. And this becomes 0, and this won't be there. That is why they say about the quadrature injection, and then the reactive power injection also. But that is not possible actually. That is not possible because the IL is much more, the load current is much more dependent on where the PCC voltage is. Okay, we can't fix out the phasor position of IL and the VPCC. With respect to IL, we can't fix out the PCC. Okay, here the PCC voltage or the VL voltage, the PCC voltage or the VL voltage, if you consider the PCC and VL are both same, the IL phasor is much more dependent on your PCC voltage. So the quadrature injection is not possible. Okay. Only thing is like the pre-sag compensation is possible, and in-phase injection is also possible. In-phase injection is possible. In-phase in the sense like it is in phase with respect to the sag voltage, but that is also not possible in the case of the unbalanced voltage sag. Maybe the balanced voltage sag it is possible. Balanced voltage sag it is possible, and also if it is the unbalanced, the in-phase injection is possible with respect to the positive sequence voltage. That's what we have seen. We have been discussed in the last class also. Okay. Yeah, the quadrature is not at all possible. There is one more method, which is of a minimum energy injection. This method, I'm not very pretty sure about the literature how it is, but I'm telling about what exactly they try to do was. See, you know about the power injection of a series active power filter is of P plus JQ, PSC and the QSC, while correcting the voltage. In the minimum energy injection, they tries to minimize this particular value. They try to minimize it. How it is possible? In the sense like, see, we know that in this diagram, from the VS2, there are the different possibilities of the voltage injection to attain to the load voltage. Because the VSC is having a limit of greater than or equal to 0.5 per unit. So, with respect to in the earlier equations, we have seen about the power equations, right? In the last class, we have seen about this particular equation. This equation. SSE into VSE into IL of cos phi plus del alpha minus del plus VSE. They try to minimize the real power. Okay, how they do was they have the control of alpha angle. With respect to alpha angle, they fix about the delta. Okay, if you are making about of this particular equation of phi plus alpha minus del, which is equal to 90 degrees, then obviously you can do it also. We are making out 0. They try to make out by controlling this particular alpha minus del. If you know about this is 45 degrees, then alpha minus del is equal to if 45 plus alpha minus del equal to 90 degrees, we know about this power factor, right? The load, the impedance phase angle, and alpha minus del is equal to 95 minus 45. If you are making to nearer to 45 also, maybe I mean, what I mean to say that if alpha minus del, if you are making near to 45 degrees, then we can say that the real power injection of the series active power filter is is less is less, provided that the VSC voltage, the voltage injection of the series active filter should not exceed more than the 0.5 per unit. Okay, this constraint has to be taken. That they call it as a minimum energy injection, or minimum DL power injection also. Minimum energy injection. These are the methods which are available in the literature. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So far, what we discussed is we discussed about how much should be the rated DVR in terms of the power level, and we know that how do you fix about the rating of this particular injected transformer also. It's of 50 percentage of the load voltage, and obviously if you design for this the inverter for the based upon the sensitive load, if it is a load current kVA, it is point, I mean, if you consider this is a 3 kVA and each trans phase having the 1 kVA and 1, no, each phase is loaded of 1 kVA and 1 kVA, then it is of 0.5 kVA. Okay, and then inverter will also be a fixed. Then how about the CDC value? It all depends upon the rate of change of energy. We'll try to we'll come back to that equation later, once after discussing about the different topologies. Okay. So far we designed about the transformer as well as the overall the inverter rating. Okay, we'll try to see about what is the capacitor value, how much the capacitor voltage to be required in order to correct this particular voltage. We'll try to see those things in the coming class. Okay. Right now we'll see about the topologies. Okay. In the three-phase, three-wire D STATCOM, we have a rectifier supported, and then the battery supported, and then we have a capacitor supported also. Okay. Yeah, in the rectifier supported, we have a left shunt and right shunt. We'll see that what is the differences, and then the three single-phase VSC, three-leg VSC, and two-leg VSC. Okay. The voltage source converter, based upon the voltage source converter, we have it, and there's the same with battery supported as well as the capacitor supported. Yeah, this is about the left shunt, and this is the method of charging the capacitor from the source by keeping the left side a shunt rectifier, a, a, a rectifier unit to charge this capacitor. I told like for real-time application, for implementation, if you're implementing the DVR mm, in the real system, then it is not appropriate solution for to improve the voltage quality. Yeah. Next is this is a three leg actually, and we have a phase transformer over here, connection over here, and the other phase of connection is over here, and there is another connection is over here. All the other points has been shorted over here, but this much dependency, there is a dependency will be there. Okay, and this kind of the operation, this kind of the circuit is going to give a perfect compensation when you have the unbalanced kind of a voltage side. And there is a unbalanced voltage side, unbalanced, if you have a more unbalance in the source voltages, we know how do you measure the unbalance, right? The positive, the negative or the zero sequence by the positive sequence voltage. If there is more unbalance is there, that is that this kind of the method is not give a satisfactory performance in compensating the load voltages. Okay. This about the two leg. We have a neutral point. I mean, one of the phase B phase, the other phase is connected to one of the leg. The fourth leg, sorry, the phase of A is connected to the clamped midpoint of the two capacitors. Okay, the other points have been shorted over here. This particular topology is also having a problem. Uh, uh, the major problem is the capacitor unbalancing. The voltage across the split capacitors unbalance is going to come because if you are compensating the unbalance in the source voltages, then we will be having a neutral shift. Neutral shift in the sense like the charging rate of the upper capacitor, and then upper capacitor is going to discharge and the lower capacitor is going to be charged. Okay, the charging and the discharging of the two capacitors it's not the same. Okay, it's not the same because of the unbalance in the voltages. So because of that, you will be having the capacitor voltage unbalance. If you have the capacitor voltage unbalance, if you don't have, if you are not maintaining the same voltage of the VDC1, maybe capacitor 1 and capacitor 2, then you may not compensate perfectly. Okay. Yeah. This about a three single phase. We have a three single phase over H pitch topology. H pitch here of the phase A, and this should be phase B and phase A. This is an independent operation, and you have a control over this particular leg. And this topology is going to work out to compensate the voltage unbalance also, because there is no independency. So obviously it is able to compensate it. Three single phase VSC based UR, but the number of the switches are more over here, and we require to more number of gating signals are required. But obviously you have for this two switches are the same gating pulses are enough, and this is a complementary of this particular switches. Yeah, this is a left shunt, and obviously in the right shunt you will be having the AC/DC converter on the right. But the same explanation is valid. This is not a valid in real-time application, but your academic purpose of you want to validate the performance of the DVR, this is okay, because again this requires to charge. I mean the VS source voltage are experiencing a sag, that is experiencing the voltage sag, and you can't drive the power again to this way, from AC/DC converter to capacitor again to correct voltage this way, and it has to flow this way. The energy required for the DVR also we are taking from the source, and the fault is also taking from the source. In that case, the source may not have an abundant power to drive the fault current as well as drive the charging the capacitor of the DVR. Yeah, this is a right shunt, which is of a 3-leg VSC based DVR, and this is of a 2-leg VSC based DVR. Then the 3 single phase VSC based DVR, and then the right shunt rectifier. This is about the battery mechanism, but only thing is when you have a battery, the charging of the capacitor is all dependent on the battery storage capacity, and also the state of charge of the battery is very much essential while you are improving the voltage parity at the load point. Okay. But this DC-DC converter is required to start. I mean, this DC-DC converter, whatever it is there, it's basically controlled based upon the state of charge of the battery and the requirement of the DC link voltage also. Okay, that we need to develop also. The rest of all, whatever the explanation which I've given the earlier, right shunt and the left shunt with the 3 leg, it is valid for this case also. This is about the 2-leg VSC based DVR with the battery energy storage. And then this is 3 single phase VSC based DVRs with the battery energy storage system. Yeah. This is the capacitor supported. Earlier we have seen about a converter, a rectifier supported. Now this is a capacitor supported. Just skipping the slides. Yeah. See, in all these methods of the DVR, I mean, if you look into this, take this particular circuit of the 3-phase 3-wire. Suppose if it is a 4th wire, then how does it is going to operate? If it is a 4th wire, then how we are going to operate it? Only the thing is the neutral of the load and the 3 points which have been connected is going to connect to this way. Okay, and then the neutral of that, I mean, we'll try to back to the for a 4-wire system. I'm just giving about the neutral of the load of the load will be connected to over here, and then the source neutral is going to connect to this way. Okay, suppose if it is a 4-leg, then obviously we will be having one more leg which is going to connect. I'm talking about with respect to the 4th leg. Then in that case they try to connect, instead of connecting over here, even like they try to connect this way. Again to this way. That way also it is possible. Okay. If it is a neutral clamped, topology, then what they do was, if it is a neutral clamped, then nothing but the capacitor. If it is a neutral clamped, how we are going to connect? Then they tries to connect to this way. Okay, the point is going to come over here. Yeah. Yeah. When you are controlling the DVR, we have a different kind of a power theory, or different kinds of algorithms are there. There are the time-based algorithms, and then there are a frequency domain-based control algorithms are there. Okay, among these control algorithms, the frequency domain, it's required to have a much mathematical computation when compared to the time domain control algorithms. Okay, so generally we will most of the papers, they go for the time domain based control algorithms. Okay, that is an not appropriate, because the definition of, when you see about the definition of the voltage sag, they says about the sag duration is for a half cycle to a 1 minute, half cycle to a 1 minute. We require to know the detection whether you have the system is experiencing the voltage sag also. Then it should start functioning. Okay. Why it is so was the loads which are being connected to the distribution system are very sensitive to the voltage variations. So that is the reason, like we require to connect the dynamic voltage series active power filter to get into operate in order to correct the voltage or to protect the sensitive loads. Okay. So if you are going for a frequency domain, this will be a sluggish and slow, requires heavy computer burden. Okay. Because of that, they prefer, I mean, most of the others, they prefer to timeline control algorithms. We need to operate the DVR once after the half cycle immediately after the half cycle. Otherwise, like we have seen, like the performance, the voltage envelope loophole, voltage envelope curve in the second unit we have not in the second unit, maybe in the first unit we have seen about the voltage envelope loop. How does this will be operating if there is a voltage dip, or how much duration this load able to capable to perform the satisfactory. So by considering or by looking over the sensitiveness of the load with respect to the voltage disturbances, based on that your compensation domain should start operating. See, in that case, keeping those things, the time domain will give a faster response in controlling or in try to improving the voltage quality also. Yeah, these things which we have seen about it. There is a pre-sag compensation, is about the, and then this about the in-phase compensation. Okay. This they talk it about as a phase advancement scheme, phase advancement compensation, and then this about the minimum energy concept, energy injection. I mean, don't look into this particular phase or maybe confused also. I mean, try to understand the concept what I explained you. They try to inject the real power injection by the DVR, that is the V injected of I we injected into the load current into cos of that phi plus some del minus theta, whatever it is there. They try to minimize that particular component. So with that, we can try to minimize the real power injection also. Okay. And in this particular, this is about we have the possibilities of the pertain to the load voltage. VL1 is one possible, VL2 and VL3 and VL4. We have a VC1, VC2, and then the VC3 voltage, and then the VC4 voltage. It's about the they considering is a pre-sag compensation. Okay. Yeah. This is one of the initial stage of the practical system of a DVR, which this thing the Nelson, he has tried to develop this particular the DVR. Okay. Westinghouse, they have. I mean, this guys also worked for the Westinghouse project to implement the dynamic voltage restorer from the Aalborg University. Yeah. Here, there is a bypass switch over there. It's a bypass switch, and when you turn on this particular switch, it's going to switch on this way. Maybe we can try to make out switch on this particular. I mean, if you turn on this switch, then it is your DVR gets isolated. Once if you open this wire and if you connect over this, then we will be having the in connection with the supply to the load. Why? Because If there is this injection transformer, if it is connected to the line all the time, there will be definitely there is a drop is there. There will be definitely there is a drop. That should not create unnecessarily in dissipating the stored energy also in order to the energy storage. See, once you connect these lines, this injection transformer is in connection with the voltage source inverter. We have the power flow between your diodes also, as we have seen in the while discussing about the D-STATCOM. I mentioned about the diodes possibility of the conduction also. If there is a possibility of the diodes conduction, there may be a chance of dissipating this whatever the energy storage is there, that may be going to dissipate. Okay, so because of that they have used for the mechanical bypass this connection. So even like this thyristor bypass also, if you try to turn on this thyristors, it's going to get shorted over here. Okay, and obviously there is no kind of a power is going to dissipate it over to the system also. That way also you can have a protection of a thyristor bypass also. These are the line filter. This is the line filter which is tries to attenuate the switching frequency components. If you consider this inverter, the voltage source converter is operated with a PWM scheme, and obviously the switching harmonics having the higher order, maybe the at the modulation frequency level, the frequency is there, then it going to filter out. Okay, that is the reason we require to have a filter over there in the on the output side of the voltage source converter. Okay, this is about the practical system of how this DVR looks like. Yeah. See, the design of the DVR, the dynamic voltage sensor, there are some of the key factors. One is the kVA rating of the VSC, and then the injection transformer rating, and the voltage rating of the VSC of the DVR, and the current rating, and DC bus voltage, and DC bus capacitance, AC interfacing inductance, and then the ripple filter, the CF. The kVA rating, we have seen that the half of the rated voltage. I mean, uh, in literature, they have mentioned to have the half of the kVA rating. It, it is it is up to you. Suppose if you want to compensate the 0.6 per unit, then we can go for a 0.6 kVA. Okay, if you want to inject to the 0.8 kVA by your injected transformer, then we can go for it also. Injection transformer, as I was mentioning about how much is the voltage to be injected, and also how much, and also it depends on the full load current of your critical load or the sensitive load also. Okay. Coming back to the current of the VSC of the DVR, I mentioned about the injection rating. Coming back to this voltage rating, it is voltage rating and the current rating. Generally, when you look into the voltage rating, I'll just go back to the yeah. Yeah. This is about the voltage rating of the VSC of the DVR. Yeah. Here, in what way they are fixed about it, they try to compensate the voltage, which is of the value, it's of 0.7 percentage. The maximum sag which they have considered over here, it is of a 0.7. If it is of a 0.7, then if you try to inject the in quadrature with respect to the 167 0.72, and then this voltage to be of 239.6. Then this is the voltage which is of the compensator. This way they found it out. Okay, 171. I'm just giving about the design part with respect to the beam singing test book. Okay, the design is everyone have his own kind of a methodology in designing. Okay, but in some of the literature, what they go was they designed the voltage series voltage rating of the capacitor of a 50 percentage of the rated PCC voltage or rated source voltage also. Okay, it is. Here they have gone for the quadrature injection because they want to try to maintain the only the reactive compensation, the reactive power compensation. That's what this voltage has to be injected in quadrature with the supply current. That's what I was mentioning about. This is not possible also. So in literature, in some of the most of the literature, they gone for the design of the capacity, the voltage rating to be injected is 50% of the rated source voltage. And this is about the voltage rating of the VSC of a DVR. Okay, then how about the current rating? If it is a load of a 20 kVA, load of 20 kVA, then we can find out how much is the current is to flow also. Then obviously like this equation which is going to give about the current, right? √3 times of the voltage VS is of which we have taken is 239.6, 240 volts into IS into 20 kVA into 20 kVA. See here we were trying to flow, I mean the injection of the transformer we fixed it also. We know about the voltage injection. The voltage injection which we found it as 171 volts, 171. And obviously the current flow will be whatever the load which is connected over here. The load is connected based this much amount of the current is going to flow. This much amount of the current is going to flow from the DVR also. So that's why reason is they have calculated is 27. The kVA rating again 3 times of the compensator voltage, and then the source current or the load current also. That way we can find it out the rating of the DVR. Okay. The rating of injection transformer yeah, is about the 3 times of VSC times VSC and IS, the rated current, which gives about the kVA rating of a transformer. Okay. Generally, the transformer, what they have mentioned over here, 50 volts on the secondary side and the primary voltage of this. But in general, the transformer which has been used is 1:1 transformer only. Okay, they were not going to most in most of the literature is not about the having the variation in the number of turns in the primary to the secondary side of the VSC. Generally, they go for 1:1 transformer only. Okay, yeah. Coming back to the DC capacitor voltage, the DC capacitor voltage in the topology, which you see that what will be this particular the VDC voltage. Okay, in this particular, it is a 2√2. How much it is going to give about 2√2? Going to 2 is about 2.82. Just a minute. 1.4 into 2 is of 2.82 times of your the injected voltage. Okay, and here they have considered the secondary side voltage of 50 volts. But if you go for a 1:1 transformer, then we need to go for a 171 only. 171.1 times of 2 into root 2. I think this is a very high voltage, which might not required also. See, VDC voltage, they try to go for a VDC should be greater than of 2 root 2 times of VSC. Then typically, depending on the type of the topology with which we are going it, if you have a split capacitor topology, topology, then 1.6 times of the voltage injection is more than enough. 1.6 times of the voltage injection is more than enough in order to correct voltage, or 2 times is also sufficient. The root 2 times is much higher also. Okay, we can go for a 1.6 to 2 times of your the voltage to be compensated by your voltage source converter also. Voltage source converter. Okay, this is about the DC capacitor voltage. And then the DC bus capacitance also. DC bus capacitance is selected based upon the transient energy required during the change in the load. Okay, required to the consider based upon the change in the load. Okay, and during the change in the load also, it needs to support the change in the energy also. But basically what exactly here it is, when you are designing the DC capacitance, is much dependent on if there is a fault in the AC side. If there is a fault in the AC side, then obviously if there is a fault in the AC side, in that case the AC side of the inverter side of the DC capacitor also is going to have an influence. In that case, suppose if there is a lightning phenomena which is going to occur on the AC side, in that case, obviously the lightning phenomena is going to dissipate the energy. In that case, the change of the energy is going to flow from the AC side to the voltage source converter input side also. In that case, the change in the energy has to withstand also, and the change in energy is dependent upon this particular delta T, how much duration of the variation it has to withstand also. In that case, here it gives about half CVDC. This is about the energy storage at one instant of a time, and this is the value of VDC1, maybe half of the CD times of VDC1 square, and half of CD is energy storage, VDC1, and this particular value. This is about the change in energy. During that time, the capacitor has to withstand for a duration of a 20 microseconds. Here, the change in the voltage across the VDC, they have considered about of 5%, that is 142.5, and then 150. Maybe it tries to have some cases where it tries to go down to the discharging to a lower value, but generally it should not be considered also, but the lower value. Generally, the DC capacitance value which we got it is VDC of 150 volts. They go for this value may be 200 and this value may be 150. The change of the energy, maybe they gone for the decreasing the value, and obviously we'll get a some kind of the energy only. The change in energy will get it. Okay. If we go for this equation of 200 minus 150 square, it have the more the energy variation will be there. Okay. Basically, the CDC value is dependent on the rate of change of energy for a duration for a very lesser time. The 200 microseconds is very less. Okay. What my point? Okay, we have a 11.5, right? Okay. Basically, the CDC value is much dependent on the transient energy required during the change in the load or change in the AC side, maybe due to the fault in the AC side also. Okay. Yeah, we'll try to discuss about the interfacing inductor in the next class. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now.